Welcome to the Healthy Mental Hippie Podcast, where art and wellness collide. Well, hi and welcome back to the Healthy Mental Hippie. Today I am so excited to be here again, giving you a little solo episode. I've been working away, kind of catching up on everything as I've mentioned over the past few weeks, and so I'm hopping in to give all my little thoughts and tell you what's on my mind lately. And today took a tragic turn when I hit myself in the it's funny to talk about now. It really hurts, but I keep seeing this little shadow under my eye, but and I'm trying to put the light, so like maybe if I go like that, you can't really see it. No, but I've sort of given myself a black eye after I hit myself in the face with cutting board today. And yes, that took a turn, and I guess I am just not quite that good with makeup to cover it up. So oops. But today I thought we would have a moment to talk about confidence, about letting people write your story, about a dress. I want to talk about this dress. I actually posted something about it, and it's funny because it led me to some bigger thoughts and bigger discussions that I had to have with myself over the past few days. It's been a bit of an aha moment, which I loved. This one was kind of unexpected, but if you know anything about me, you know that I love selling clothes on Vinted, and it was actually the first dress that I bought from Little Lies. I think I bought it in 2020, and it's this little red and black kimono dress, and it's got cool wide sleeves, and it's got a nice deep V-neck, and it's a mini dress, and it's so cute. But I had it listed on Vinted to sell, and then I was going through all my stuff, and I was just organizing everything that I've got posted, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should give this dress another try. And when I pulled it out, everything sort of came back in a flood to me. And honestly, it just shocked me. I remember putting it on, and I remember it always being, that dress is just disgusting. It is too revealing. It's just so slutty. And there was a lot of shame that was put onto me, and that I accepted about this dress, and how I should be ashamed of going out in public wearing it. You know, how dare I dress like that? Because it was almost a betrayal of sorts. Now, the thing is, it was just a cute dress. It wasn't a betrayal. And I put it away for a long time. I felt dirty to wear it. I felt like I just shouldn't be seen in this. And I took that on. It's like that time I took it on believing I have really, really broad shoulders, which was told to me, and I took it as my own, and I still, in so many ways, have trouble. Even this feels quite vulnerable for me, having my shoulders out. I don't know why it's actually been that way for, it's been that way for probably like about 10 years. My shoulders, how could they exist? And it's funny because now maybe this is another thing we should touch on, is the fact that when you say this stuff out loud, how ridiculous does it sound? But when it comes to it comes from somebody that perhaps had some control over you, it comes to somebody that you really value their opinion, or usually it's from a control place. Even if it is that value, sometimes it is still from a control place. That's sometimes where it feels like those opinions and those ideas seem to hold more weight. So it was an X. It was the shoulders are too broad in my manly shoulders, right? I know I've talked about this in some places on social media before, but this dress, it looked like lingerie, and I shouldn't be out in it. It doesn't. It's a silky dress. That's all. And I let my personal feelings about that dress, or about getting dressed in general, be taken over. I want to know that my partner thinks I look good. I want to know when people think I look good. I'm not going to deny that because you know what? It makes me feel good. And I think in some ways that's part of my journey in reaffirming and reassuring myself that yes, it's all good in the hood, but sometimes I do need a little bit of external push. And yeah, sure, it should all come from within. But as part of this healing journey, I know I do need a little bit of external, like, you got this, girl, right? I keep thinking about why do we ever let somebody write these stories for us? Why do we let them have this power over us? And, you know, I've been working really hard to rewrite a lot of these stories and to drop old voices, old patterns, old stories that have stuck with me over the years. It's not a simple task. Some people, when they meet me, they think I'm this really wonderfully confident person. And I'm sorry, I am not. I straight up am not. I am working on that. It's a work in progress, okay? In my personal life, in my various professional lives showing up here, I have had to fight with myself, and I still have to fight with myself almost daily to post the thing, to say the thing, to do the thing, fighting with my own feelings of imposter syndrome that I am not good enough, I'm not prepared enough, I'm not whatever enough, smart enough, blah, 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 blah. And this, I know where a lot of this stems from. And I think we can get stuck in those places, or we can make a conscious decision that we are going to work through it and we are going to get better and we are going to keep kicking ass because we all have that capability, because we all have something unique and beautiful to offer to the world. So when people see me having a good day where I'm like, yeah, I can sparkle today, it's not every day. And I go dark and I go quiet and I struggle because I sit in that zone of questioning myself, of figuring myself out. And, you know, I think it's also a bit of that ADHD panic moment where you're like, maybe everybody hates me today. I'm sure they do. So I better just not talk because everybody hates me. It's wild. It's a wild, wild ride. So, like I say, I do have to fight to feel confident, to let myself move forward. My, my, my mantra this year is, yes, you fucking can. Because I have spent a lot of time going, but can I? But can I? And sometimes it is really, really scary, and you have to just kind of go full force, run forward, and make yourself be like, look, I'm doing it, I did it, yay. And then the next one is not quite as scary. The next one's not quite so hard. But you have to kind of feel it in your guts and force yourself to do these things, because otherwise you'll be like the other part of me where it gets paralyzed with panic. And that's not a fun place to be. So these old stories, they come back. This is some of it. Delightful PTSD, old stories, old ideas, old thought patterns, old behavior patterns. They all kind of come creeping back in, which really doesn't feel good. Sometimes it's those things that people said to you, and sometimes it's really, really, really old stuff. Sometimes it's not that old. Sometimes there's words that just trigger you in certain situations where you go, oh yeah, remember that time where this was too familiar with that, and you draw those little connections. It's a hard thing to navigate alone. I think that's why I like talking about it too, because when you really boil down to it, we are not alone in any of this. And a lot of us do struggle with that, unwavering self of confidence and I got this, and that story that they try to make me feel ashamed for is bullshit, and it's not, it's not my shame to carry. Talking about abuse as an example, a lot of people are ashamed to talk about abuse, right? How did I let this happen to me? I am ashamed because this was going on and this and this and this. But again, if you have been SA'd, if you have been a victim of abuse, it is not your shame to carry. You are not the person that has to feel ashamed. It's that other person that really should, right? Yeah, I know. And I think that's why I like talking about it too, because whatever the situation may be, there's a few topics out there that are pretty taboo still, right? And the more we talk about them, the less taboo they're going to be. And I think we want to all kind of be in that space where we can talk about this stuff a lot more easily than we do. So I want to take this time, and I hope you'll take this time right now with me, that you can apologize to yourself where you've been too hard on yourself, where you've accepted somebody else's story that they've written for you. You can forgive yourself for it and move forward with giving yourself grace and start writing your own story from today forward. Whether it's the dress that you felt ashamed to wear, or maybe it's a mini skirt, or whatever it is. If it's a piece of clothing, if it's somebody's idea of you, if it's your broad shoulders, if it's some abuse that you've suffered in the past, let's go forward together. And it is time to write your own story. What are you going to put on your page first today? So I'm sending you lots of love to start off this week, right? And let me know if this was helpful, or if you want to see more things like this. I am really delighted to be here with you. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and hit that button, and we will see you very, very soon. Sending you lots of love. Step forward with confidence. I love you. Bye. Thanks so much for joining us on the Healthy Mental Hippie podcast. For more ways to connect, go to www.healthymentalhippie.com.